Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad, we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at DocSimmons17, including Threads, because I just did that like 5 minutes ago. Um, Tonight we got we got the two-man band. We'll see if the third pops in, but I'll go ahead and pass it off to our senior official.
What's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, pound sign for the ref brand, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was your breakfast hunt?
Ooh, Waffles breakfast. Hit up the forum before the show at the Franklin County Fair over the weekend with Wah and Casper. Good time, good breakfast. Was it a waffle or double pancakes? I think we opted for the waffle, and yeah, is as good as it gets. Waffle, bacon, eggs, good coffee. That place is the real deal. I love it.
Nice. Went to the original Pancake House Cafe out here off of University. It is always a battle to go because it gets super busy super quick, but I magically was up pretty early and was able to get in pretty quickly and get seated. Had some cinnamon raisin waffles that were very good, and the girl had just some plain buttermilk pancakes that were also hidden. It was a good time. Yeah, love that place, but it gets crowded to the point where they shut down to go orders at about 10 o'clock. So yeah, it's like, oh, I'm up early. All right, let's go. All right, but no, that was definitely hitting. I'm pretty sure there's a sausage egg bagel in there somewhere because that's just a regular staple of my diet. But yeah, like that was a highlight. That was a highlight. Been trying to get to there for a couple months and was finally able to get up early enough on a Saturday to make it happen. So it felt great. And you know what'll make me feel even better? Perch, what's up with that banger of the week?
Ooh, banger of the week. This one is none other than a windows down blasting as loud as the stereo gets. Banger. Smuggler's Blues by Glenn Frey.
Ooh.
Storytelling music at its finest. The Eagles were a rock and roll band that played like every kind of rock and roll style for many years, and they had 100 great songs because they're great musicians. Glenn Frey is one of them, and oh my goodness, this tune hits the spot every time. It's a good kind of 1980s style Miami Vice.
Yeah, definitely giving off of what's the Eddie Murphy movie? Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely gives off that vibe.
I think there's a good music video that goes with this one too. Good storytelling. Great song. Great song. Smuggler's Blues. Heard that one and I played it many times since this week.
Nice pick. I listened a lot to the Take It Home podcast playlist this week, and a lot of the songs you picked, I was like, oh wait, I just never knew what the name of this was, did I?
Yeah, some bangers on that list.
Good one. So yeah, check it out. Link below. But yeah, Perch, quite the DJ when he wants to be. All right. Why don't we talk about what we watched this week? I watched a lot of stuff, and I am probably not going to remember it all. But Perch, why don't you start?
Yeah, some good action this week. I was just watching earlier today. Adam Cole and MJF taking on the Butcher and the old Daddy Magic.
Yes, very good. That was very fun.
Yeah, a good tag team action and good storytelling, and MJF really just kind of carrying it the entire way. Um, you don't know where it's gonna go, but it's gonna be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. Found out one of my friends, co-workers, is also a wrestling fan, and It's things like that that makes me believe, because he is hard anti AEW. It's like, you must not have been watching stuff like this, because this was just entertaining. I don't care who you are. Uh MJF getting in on the stream, on Adam Cole's stream, the video of them working out, Puff in the background. Just, this is going to be quality stuff. Max is selling of the abdominal stretch, acting like he is going to die. It was beautiful. The
Yeah.
the pop when they finally hit a double clothesline is going to be amazing, and I can't wait. And I hope I am watching.
Hmm.
Wanted that double clothesline so bad.
Oh, I know. That is good storytelling. And it really gets the crowd invested too the whole time. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. And they can take it as long as they want and slow build it. Uh, Another match was Roderick Strong against Samoa Joe. What a match. Paul Turner calling it right down the middle. Um, but yeah, that was incredible. Loved that one. It was CM Punk and implications on the outside. Um, and afterwards, Samoa Joe rocked it. So the muscle buster onto the chair. Yeah, incredible. Evil. Um, but yeah, Joe against Roderick Strong, straight up ROH, old school. Love that match, as well as Ishii against Moxley
Hell
to kick
yeah.
Dynamite earlier in the week. Like those few matches were so satisfying to watch throughout the week. As far as a pro wrestling fan is
As
concerned,
far as the Perch household is, I'm sure he's happy with the results.
yeah, very happy with the results and the news from over in Japan. Eddie
Yep.
Kingston winning big, catching some of it. John Moxley coming up, not victorious, but it could have fooled me.
Good on that.
Him,
Yeah,
Homicide,
I gotta watch that pay-per-view.
um, yeah, incredible
Yeah,
action. They're
yeah.
really
Pictures
spreading it.
look amazing.
I remember last kind of October, Jun Kasai took on El Desperado in a big time match over in Japan. And then we traveled over there shortly after. Um, and that's going to be the case this time around too, with big time match, um, and feeling the shockwave over in Japan. So awesome to see people rocking it and paving the way and telling good stories all over the
Also, I
world.
mean, Jun Kasai got a huge pop, huge reaction when he came in. That was awesome, very awesome.
Legend,
Yeah,
legend.
well deserved, well deserved. No, yeah, that 2 night pay-per-view looks like it was really good, and definitely gonna have to sit down and watch that. Slowly making my still slowly making my way through Best of the Super Juniors. Um, speaking about Despy, I think that guy is so underrated. Uh, just big match feel all the time. He really throws it all out there. Becoming one of my favorite wrestlers. Uh, Not in a faction right now, but damn, love him. Love me
Mm-hmm.
some Desperado. Money in the Bank was very good. I watched the men's Money in the Bank match, which was pretty good. It was awesome. Probably not I still think maybe the first two are probably my favorites. But very good showing by everybody. Like the build that I love when they use multi-man matches to feed into singles feuds between people, because I feel that that is a waste of a multi-man match, and Ricochet and Logan Paul should probably tear it up. Ricochet is amazing. He will perfectly complement Logan Paul's athleticism. Gotta give props where they're due. Logan Paul, that big punch that he's throwing is looking more devastating now. He looks like he's been practicing, and it looks like he's got something. It looks good. You love to see somebody improve. That is one of my favorite things about watching wrestling is not just the journey of their character, but the journey in between the ropes too, and seeing people improve. That's what eventually got me to liking The Rock. Seeing that I was like, yeah, he's got the one-liners, but you can also see that he's putting in the work and improving his body, improving his in-ring psychology, improving his ability in the ring. Um, so I'm always a big fan of that. That's why I love Britt Baker. She was rough that first year at in AEW. Now, yeah, but if I took one of the top women's wrestlers, I'd say out there. Watch some other good stuff. Yeah, talked about Best of Super Juniors. Um, it was the Despy match was him versus Show, which was very good. I am also enjoying. I mean, I don't know how it's unfolded so far, but it's Evil becoming frustrated with Show. He's still there for him, but reluctantly. He's like, "You're still my homie, but you're a dumbass." Show being the heel and Yo turning into this kind of apologetically cocky heel. Like, I'm sorry, I am that much better than you, and I'm kind of really enjoying that transformation from him. It's definitely more interesting. He shows a lot more facial expressions, and I've always been a Yo guy more so like to see him change it up a little bit, and it seems like it's going good. I'm say, that tag match at the end of Money in the Bank, goddamn, fucking satisfying, elated. I've said it before on this podcast. Main event Jay and motherfucker proved it this weekend. It was so fucking good. Great tag match. It was mostly the crowd. Definitely that London crowd they were there. I think Meltzer said it was like they didn't do anything for like the first 10 minutes. That was just all the crowd, and it was amazing. So like by the time they started going, you were fucking fully hyped and into it. It was fucking awesome. Watched a couple Impact matches. Trey Miguel and Chris Sabin. Those guys have made the chemistry. They're both amazing. Zachary Wentz came back. That's awesome. Tag team wrestling. Love the Rascals. So to have them back somewhere in Impact, I'll fucking take it. Watched an old Bobby Roode versus AJ Styles for the Impact title. Roode as a champion. Very good. It's I said I like seeing people get better. I've been watching, like inadvertently, been watching, I guess, eras of AJ Styles and just watching him change over the years. But still be fucking good in all of them has been wild. But you see the changes, you see the changes of his body, his looks, his mannerisms. But yeah, that man's fucking good. And another great tag match was I'm pretty sure it started the show. Tag match to start the show. Keith Lee and Swerve versus Darby and Orange Cassidy. Keith Lee is a fucking monster. The DDT stunner spot with Orange Cassidy, that is basically all Keith Lee muscling him around, was fucking amazing. It does make you feel like, man, I really wish Swerve and Lee hadn't broken up so soon. Because them even begrudgingly being a tag team was fucking amazing and like just good still tag team psychology. It was all there. It was really good. Cassidy and Darby bring the energy. They still kind of feel like two singles wrestlers that are in a tag team, but they're getting there. They're getting there, and I'm really enjoying that. So yeah, lots of good wrestling I watched. I know I'm fucking forgetting something. I know I watched some of the Warrior show and watched Sabin versus Cole. That was really good. Super happy for Sabin. I know he wanted that match for a while, and getting that Warrior debut is always a good thing. So
That was a fun match. I was watching that one from the fence. Great, energy from both the guys, and
Yep.
caught me out of nowhere too. Just about to place a bet before I could. Holy
Hey, shit.
smokes!
Yeah. The Like the ending surprised me as well. Also didn't know that Saban was using Made in Japan as a finisher now, but hell, he fucking stuck that shit.
It was beautiful. I'm glad the bookie was closed. I was just about to put 50 grand on Cole, thinking he had a hot streak coming in, and then out of nowhere, Saban picked up
Same.
victory. Like,
Yep.
incredible. That was a
Yeah,
great match between them. He earned it.
definitely. Definitely. Yes, Saban's putting in that work and definitely deserves the success he's getting right now. So shout out to him. But yeah, awesome wrestling. And hey, since you brought it up, why don't we talk about what we did this week? I'll start. So when we were last on the podcast, we had 5 days of shows that got cut down to 3 because, as you know, cards subject to change all the time. Um, with all the smoke in the air that did affect some shows last week. But your mama's favorite still got that work in. We started out Thursday at Camp Timber Lane, I believe. I want to make sure I get it right. For Second Wrestling, they're doing their Northwoods tour right now, and we were lucky enough to get on a show where Zach and I wrestled Shane Black and Mitchell Taylor. First time in the ring with both of these guys. We Mitch always helps out Merle, so we've known Mitch for years and wrestling down at Merle's promotion and stuff. So really happy to get in the ring with him for the first time. Shane, somebody who's been in the locker room a couple times with, Minnesota homie. I guess he was working a different gimmick or a camp appropriate gimmick as a lifeguard. But always good to touch new people, see how our stuff sticks. The camp crowds are amazing. Those kids are super into it, and it's always fun to see the counselors try to act cool before and them get sucked into it. So yeah, everybody was fully invested. I think we had actually pretty good chemistry with those two. Good back and forth battle as we are wont to do. But at the end of the day, Air Buddies for the win. Friday, we made the trek home for ICW, where we were in a 4-way for the ICW tag titles. We've been trying our best to get that back, but anytime there's Perch's favorites, TAU, are involved in the match, somehow things don't seem to work out for us lately. It was an elimination match. You had your mama's favorites, Country Air, Theory of Asian Unity, The Great Outdoors, Yeti and Oso, and Marjax. Marman and Jared Jax. Great 4-way. The bar is definitely carving out a personality of its own, and I'm all for it. Chance of Dick Twist. They could not get enough Dick Twist that night, and chance for We Want Blood. Crowd was super hot. But as I said, Theory of Asian Unity, they are putting in their ballot to be Country Air's top rival of 2023. Once we finally got in there and were able to bada bing, bada boom with everybody with those two, it's anger finally boiled over. Was not paying attention to the refs count, and we double eliminated ourselves. Which is definitely unfortunate, but me and Perch were talking a little bit before the podcast about this younger generation of wrestlers, our younger brothers nowadays. Great Outdoors comes up with the win, and when Yeti makes that pin, that crowd goes absolutely insane. Definitely might be the loudest pop I've ever heard in ICW. It was amazing, well deserved. He somebody who definitely is dedicated to his character, has been working very hard to improve, fought through injuries, and he it is well deserved. So super happy for that guy, and I'm sure we'll hear more about his successes later on. Saturday, we traveled down to, I believe it's Mayhill, Illinois, for True Privilege Wrestling, making our debut down there, where we wrestled 1.5 CJ Law and Nathan Niles. I believe is his last name in that gimmick. Awesome crowd too. This was in a like school gymnasium, I believe. Lots of rooms, so not as packed as the bar, but crowd was also just super hot, super into everything, making the job a lot easier for us. 1.5, they are some young guys, I think, that are just getting into the tag team scene. And you're going up against one of the most experienced teams, I'd say, in the Midwest right now in Country Air in our short time together, since all we do is tag. They definitely put up a fight. CJ Law had his family there, and they were, bringing nights, probably what I've heard is the best out of them from their trainers. So it was good to see. But Country Air, a little smarter, a little wiser, a little older, was, strong enough to come up with the win. And we are finally joined by the last one.
Yo, my bad. Yep, Zach Hendricks, all social media at Z Hendricks brand. Doc probably did the Country Air stuff, but
I didn't.
Country Air official on Facebook and Instagram, Country Air brand on Twitter. Apologize for my late tardiness.
It's all good. It's all good. I was actually just finishing up talking about True Privilege.
Oh yeah, that was a fun time. Two guys, they're very young. We got the rest of them. I don't know if that what all you said, but I didn't know that one of them like seen us back in 2019 and like was like a fan of us back then. So
Yep.
it's kind of cool to find that out and be able to put on a match that the crowd was into. I mean, we got a "This is wrestling, this is awesome" chant. Those are always like nice things, especially on a debut.
No, yeah, definitely. And yeah. I'm pretty sure you saw us back at CSW.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember him. It's cool to see him, Ragnar. We were in their position once too, and it's cool to see that that shit still carries on and other people do it.
Oh yeah.
But Perch, why don't you talk about your weekend?
Such a fun weekend. We kick things off on Thursday night at the Emporium Arcade Bar in Logan Square, Chicago. Such a fun time. Any excuse to get to the arcade. Cole Radrick was there. We were gaming it up on some NFL Blitz, some NBA Jam. Oh man, so many good games. I got down on some Mortal Kombat. Tekken was being played, but I watched a little bit. Yeah, I can't get enough of a good arcade and stand up with a joystick and a few buttons. Had a blast. And there was also a pro wrestling show there that night.
I guess
And
so.
freelance wrestling, blew the roof off the joint. It was so packed, so loud, so much fun. Since Logan Square Auditorium isn't really a thing right now, it's awesome to get back to the Logan Square vibe. And yeah, we had a blast. The opening match was a scramble with Saban in there as well, El Torero, and a handful of students from the Freelance Academy. There was a Stone Ambrose, a Nick Cotis, a Jared Lariat,
Lark.
Larkin.
It's either Lark or Larkin, I believe.
Yep. And he brings it. And sort of incredible Iverson. Great match. El Torero picking up the victory. Very fun scramble match. Those are always a blast to start it off. And then as that one was ending, Trevor Outlaw came out and he's been a big heel. And the crowd absolutely hates him. And Freelance has got Ref Perch in the midst of a little angle ski, and Trevor started ripping on the crowd. Next thing you knew, he started ripping on me. He brought a Freelance shirt into the ring and threw it on the ground. It's like, oh man, come on! There's a lot of people here. They're all here.
Perch is all about respecting the business, brother. That's the wrong move.
Yeah, so he took another swing at me, and this time I double legged him, took him down, and the crowd was really willing it on, so I turned him and grabbed that
You
ankle,
go,
tried to
yep.
rip that foot right off his leg.
Got it
Uh,
straight from Kurt Angle.
yeah, and went to a different place, went to a different zone. I think there's a picture from a camera guy gimmick where the tongue is hanging out and the eyes are probably rolled back in the back of the head. Just Ref Perch dialing up to 11 when provoked, but doing well by the company.
If you didn't
And
know,
yeah,
you know
Trevor
now, Trevor.
Trevor is on evil terms. He's getting that, working towards earning nuclear heat. So any bit that we can be in there and help be a conduit, we will play our role. And yeah, that was wild. But favorite part of the night was flipping the switch right back in. I should mention, I'd be missing if I didn't. We did shout out. We threw Trevor out of the ring. And I picked up the freelance shirt, threw it on, crowd went nuts. But we gave an ode to Sonata to get that crowd behind. The Sonata taunt did not miss the first opportunity to get
Gotta
the
take your
Sonata.
chances.
Yeah, and that crowd went nuts. Whether they knew it was an ode to our and New Japan IWGP World Champion or not, I certainly gave it, and we also gave the Muda while wearing it too. So shout out to a few of the favorites in that moment. I'm sure there were some in the crowd that resonated. um, and yeah, best part was flipping the switch right back into reffing, and it was a very fun match. Coda Hernandez against Bounty Hunter Brian Keith. This match would have been like a VHS in an old action movie collection, right? There was some Steven Seagal, some John Claude Van Damme, some Sylvester Stallone, and Bounty Hunter Keith against Coda Hernandez. um, this match was a brawl from the start. Coda hit a spinning back fist before the bell even rang. Boney Keith was dazed, still wanted to continue, so rang the bell, started the match. They brought the fight from the start, rolled it to the outside, started brawling throughout the arcade. At one point, picked up dual pistols from one of the arcades. Had to put an end to that.
We don't support that type of violence.
It was escalating. It was such a good match, back and forth the entire time. A little bit of interference. No one got involved in the match, but kind of out through the curtain. Coda must have had some demons that came back. I don't really remember what it was, whether I was distracted or not. I was paying attention to the men inside the ring. But Coda seemed distracted for a minute. Boney Keith jumped up on a chair and just lights out to Coda Hernandez. Drilled him. Game over, match over. Boney Keith picks up the victory. Hell of a match. Definitely worth checking out. It gets on IWTV with Freelance Wrestling. Freelance Rage. And then the main event was Storm Grayson defending his freelance title against Craig Mitchell. And that was a brawl throughout the entire place too. Craig Mitchell came up just a little bit short at the end, and Storm had to put him out with the knee. Great match, great intensity. Yeah, very fun show. Nothing like those arcade shows. Then the next night was Warrior Wrestling in Chicago Heights. I believe that one was on YouTube. And this was the last show at the football field at Marian Catholic. Very sentimental. Such a fun venue. Been there for a few years now. And it's always been a great place to learn, to grow, to meet people that you see throughout the year and meet up again. I remember meeting a lot of people for the first time at Warrior Wrestling shows, who I would later give car rides to or work with at different places. Yeah, just a very fun venue. open air with the football field, nice turf field. Always a great time. Um, so many familiar faces. And yeah, I had an absolute blast. Remember Brainbuster taking a lot of cool photos there first time I was there and really being inspired by him. Um, and a lot of cool stuff. I tried to take as many photos that day as I could and even grab a few portraits as an ode to some of my favorite photographers at my favorite venues. But amazing card that night. First match I had was Coda Hernandez and sort of incredible Iverson against Davey and August, the Bang Bros. That was a fun match. In the middle of it, Iverson and Davey Bang broke out into an arm wrestling match. It was intense. Davey Bang is jacked, but sort of incredible Iverson was using his incredible side and picked up the victory mid-match. So you could say by the end of it, when the Bang Bros hit their 450 splash and finished the victory, it maybe 1-1. We didn't signify if there was 1 fall, 2 falls, or 3. But I think it may be 1-1 and to be continued.
Perch is always bad of the best, best 3 falls.
Una caída, dos caídas, tres caídas, 3 falls. Very fun. Another match that I watched that night was Takeshita against Warhorse. So fun. They utilized every bit of that football field.
Yeah, I saw the pictures that look, probably funnest match of the night.
And the track. Takeshita hurdled 5-6 hurdles and delivered a big boot over the final one. He's like, I haven't done that in about 7-8 years. It was so funny. Just a great match. They really went all out. Takeshita in the US is incredible. He helps everybody around him get a little bit better. And even I didn't ref his match that night, but I watched and was able to pick his brain a little bit. He is good dude. Evil character on TV right now.
Yeah.
Very evil. But I think it's that Don Callis.
Yeah. Can't be trusted.
And then the next match I had that night was Fuerza from Canada against Gringo Loco from Chicago against El Hijo del Vikingo from Mexico. Gringo Loco was defending his Warrior Lucha title, and this match was unbelievable. There were so many different areas around the venue that had fireworks going on. So as all 3 luchadors are battling on top of the ropes, there's fireworks going off. It was a sight to behold. And the feats of strength that these guys had, the ropes were, wet because it was nighttime outside. Yeah. The ability to do what they did was out of this world. Out of this world. Base God is not a joke. We are in the presence of Gringo Loco, the base God. That guy is on a different level and saving people's lives and allowing people to do stuff that we've never seen people do before. Gringo picks up the victory by the end of it. Great match. So much fun. And then on the way back from Chicago, we hit up the Summer Sizzler tour with Brew City Wrestling. Summer Sizzler 23, baby. Been doing it since 2018. Anytime we can hop on the Summer Sizzler tour is a special treat. This time was the Franklin Fest, going back to old school time at the Franklin County Fair, or the Franklin Civic Celebration. Many great times. This one was none, but maybe the greatest. Set up the ring, had a blast. It was a beautiful day. We weren't down at the bottom of the hill this time. We were like no hill this time. It was nice. Oh. It was same area, just 50 feet in one direction to make it easier for everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe 100 feet a difference, and it made it easier for everybody. First match I had of the night was Big Bear Oso and Yeti coming fresh off of their big victory at ICW the night before.
Yes.
Taking on the team of Andrew Douglas and CJ Cole, a couple of heels, a couple of mean guys. Yeah, very fun match. Yeti and Oso, very fun together, good chemistry. Next match I had was Whiskey Bent with James, Max, and Blaze against the TAU and Bax. That was fun. What a match. A clash of the veterans from day one with Bax, who was training before me. So another day one. And the TAU, who are a modern generation, learning from guys like Bax, James, Max, Blaze, much like I did my several years ago. That was so cool. So cool. Between all of us there, I was just about the youngest in the one in the business of all of us in that ring. So good experience, great match for a fair show. They carried the scene for 15, 20 minutes, had the place going nuts. It's what pro wrestling's all about, those fair shows. And to have all 6 of those guys and to be the ref in there for it. Such a blast. Such a blast. Next match of the night was the main event with Tyler Sullivan against JP for the title. Tyler is the BCW champion. And he ends up hitting a back forearm to the back of JP's noggin for a victory. Defends his title. And then a battle royal broke out. All hell broke loose. At one point, Ua Ming misted Chucky right in the face, took him out. It was down to Hua Ming and Yeti at the end. They were battling on the apron on the Canadian territory of the ring. And Yeti had Ming in a head vice, and he was dangling over the ground, and they both fell at just about the same time. But with referee Joe Coley and myself being like lasers right on that side, we knew exactly whose feet hit first, and it was Hua Ming, meaning Yeti was the victor of the Battle Royal and the Franklin County Fairs and Festival champion for 2023. That place went through the roof. If there's a roof on it, it would have blown off because there was about a whole ring and then some worth of people dancing and going nuts the entire time. So much fun. Pro wrestling is the best. It's a community, and a community that is fun to be a part of. And yeah, great weekend all around.
Nice. And hey, that is a good way to lead into the topic for tonight. Let's talk about some memories from these summer tours that are going to live forever. I'll go first because Max reminded me of it today, and that is Blue Pants Holiday. The team of Max Holiday and the Cougs. That was an experience. If you were not there, if you were not friends with Max, to see the post that he shared today, you'll never know. You'll never know what you missed. What could have been. Like the lady still requests for that tag team. She wants it back. That is all she ever asked for is when is this coming back? And unfortunately, I can't give her that. So that's a bad one. Perch, last time we talked, you brought it up. And I'm surprised I haven't seen the picture come up for it yet, but it is going to be that Summerfest in the rain, watching that ring with those shitty yellow ponchos, trying to stay dry. Like I said, I always have, I would say, more memories, more stories from when I was just training and doing security than as a wrestler because I want to go home and go to sleep. But that Summerfest tour, just messing with me the whole time, giving me the boot while I'm in the chair, sending me flying.
the 5-year anniversary of that. It was like July 1st,
Oh,
right in
okay.
that day.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was the other day. All right. I don't know how I missed
The
it,
other
but yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Oh, with the
so
yellow poncho.
just that is like admittedly the time when it's like, do I really want to do this? I don't have to be here doing this. I could be home. Those are the moments where you look inside yourself and decide, yeah, this really what I want to do, and I decided I did, unfortunately. And look at me now, I'm here.
I could see it in both your guys' faces that day, and I knew that it was the exact same feeling that I had just a few months before. That yeah, you guys are in it, and so
Yeah.
am
She's
I.
like
It was the
how? What decisions led me to this point? So yes, those are I'll cut it off right there. I'm sure y'all will say something that'll remind me, but I'll cut it right there. Zach, since you just dropped in, why don't you give us some of yours?
For me, let's see. I don't really. I don't really think I have like any. I mean, I always like the overnight trips. Those are always fun, like more for like the hanging out. But the first time I met Armando Alvarez was at a fair show. I looked at him as like, guess we're sharing a bed together. Later in that evening, we were at the bar, and on the way home, it was me, him, and Gunner walking, and a cop drove by. And Armando instantly was like, yeah, he's turning around to stop us. And I was like, what do you mean? Then the cop came, sure enough, just to be like, hey, what are you guys doing? It was like just a small town show. So I think they weren't used to seeing people walk from the hotel to the bar. Got stopped. I just remember first time meeting Armando, me and Armando were walking back to the hotel when the lights came on, and Gunner's like, are we just gonna keep walking? I'm like, he didn't call for us yet. But that was a little memory. Trying to think of anything else that sticks out. I feel like I just had something and it's gone, but it's all good. Oh, I had a match with Cypher, me versus Cypher versus Fletch Malone, where I thought the inflatables would been enough to take out Cypher, but it did not, and Fletch Malone took the punishment for it. I don't think I got beat up. I think I might have taken one bump that whole match, and I came out the victor. Yeah, I mean, I think unfortunately for me, like I think there was only like I think I've only had a few like not I think I've only had one summer that was a full summer tour, but since then like it's like more of appearances than anything else.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Perch. Let's pry open that memory box.
Man, going back to the original fairs and festivals. Remember the Franklin County Fair? Lena De Oro and I got into it. She gave me a slap right across the face. We got to do a test of strength, one thing led to another. It was like, whoa, pro wrestling can be more than just what we see on TV. Like, holy smokes. Remember AC Riley against Arby's in that time too, against Loser making his rounds. Remember Gunner debuting as the Russian at the 4th of July festival, to much of the dismay of all the United States patriotic Watertown, the Russian is
Like, aren't you from Germany?
evil guy. Uh, oh, that was so much fun. Remember Chucky against Sierra one time, maybe Door County, and they both came out with all weapons up in
All
that
the
gear,
weapons. The match was
just
just you pulling them out.
20 things each. It was so much fun because we knew what we could work with. It's using everybody and really just carrying a scene for however long we need. Um, it was so much fun. I remember Doc Simmons at Portage County against Tyler Sullivan in a banger of a match. Pictures from that one that always stuck with me. Just the layout of it made me realize, wow, we are at some beautiful locations here that we should take it all in, because I'm not getting a ring here by myself anytime. So the fact that we've got the miracle of a company that we're with and the people that we're with, to make those things happen, it's incredible. It really is a blessing. And yeah, that picture of Doc inside that ring in Portage County, put it all into perspective. Made me realize, whoa, this is fun, and what we do is larger than I could have even imagined. even for a small scale show, it takes more than just a couple of pals, you know, it playing catch in the backyard. And put on a pro wrestling show, it takes a community. And to make that show in Portage County happen, the one year uh, carrying the ring trailer, uh, completely blew out a tire, blew out the truck, um, zigzagged, did donuts on the highway, and ended up in a ditch and saved all of our lives. That was an incredible moment. And everybody turned around, picked us up. We got a tow truck. Uh, Miraculously, there was a Penske rental truck just being dropped off at the tow truck place at the time. It swindled the deal because they were wrestling fans, and we were able to use that truck. Next thing you knew it, we went from flipping a trailer to I was driving a big rig. We were making our way back up to Portage, an hour or two later. Made me
One of the
realize.
best naps I've ever had. I just remember
Oh,
I'm at the hotel waiting, waiting, waiting,
oh,
waiting.
wait, that was real long. And then it showed me that the show will go on no matter what. We're all working hard for it, and it's going to happen. Even if you're climbing a mountain, have a good attitude because we're spending the day together and we're going to make it through together. So, yeah, that was just incredible. And by the end of that trip, we ended up having to bring it back to that tow truck and unload it from the Penske truck back into the trailer, which was repaired. However, it was raining sideways, like more water to flood an entire yard. Like it was so wet outside when we were doing that training, uh, exchanging of the ring, and then we brought it down to Summerfest because we had a Summerfest show the next couple days, and we had an absolute blast. I remember Baxter jumping off the top rope with his man-serving gear just flying.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
goodness.
stuff was not aerodynamic.
Oh, not at all, but just the way it should be. Ungraceful. um, Remember the Maidens of Iron, Stacy and Mel, just rocking it, kicking ass. They taught me so much about tag team wrestling out there. Max Holiday taught me what it's like to be a big timed, you know, I'm a heavyweight champion. I'm like, whoa, this guy is a champion. Look at all the way the kids are. And the way he was an evil champion. There were kids coming to him afterwards saying, that's the guy who was mean to me. It was so good.
Brought his dad. I remember that.
To these guys, this is a Harley race. I mean, this is wonderful. Like, this is pro wrestling at its best. And a guy like Max is a larger than life character. Like, he delivers it how he looks, how he acts. I mean, it's just so much entertainment for fairs and festival wrestling shows. Like, we have so many good veterans who teach us so much. Beer City Bruiser, my goodness, the times we had with him on the travels. Um, so many fun shows. I've enjoyed all the summer times, all the moments. Portage County, I think by default, is some of my favorite times ever.
Yeah.
Uh, from ripping
Very
handles
sad.
on
I'm going to miss 2 years in a row. Very sad. I'm going to miss 2 years.
Remember, we had a fair and festival show for RCCW up in La Crosse one time, and that was so much fun. I think Sierra took on Sienna, or was it Sammy took on Finesse?
I think Sammy took her on.
I think Sammy took on uh, Sienna, uh, Allison Kay, and I think Tyler and Sarah were up there as well. That was just a blast. We had a good time. A lot of good people. 3 Count Photo was up there, um, taking good photos. Uh, Gilbert Brown up there. It was like his campground. We've had some good times. Lots of good fairs. Lots of good festivals. Summerfest is so much fun. Taco Fest. Um, had some good times with Mondo Lucha. Anytime we can get to the rocks at Summerfest is such an excuse to have a good time. And to take in Lake Michigan. State Fair is so much fun. Kelly Klein, Rhino, Brian Pillman Jr. We were all walking. Enjoyed State Fair with Cahagas as well. Yeah, I don't know, nothing better than fairs and festival shows. It's a lifeblood. Remember we had the 24/7 title the first year
Yep.
at CES? That was so much fun. It's like, all right, what are we doing? Okay, I'm in. I
Yeah.
pinned Lena by the rocks, and then Junior came over. It was like shot. The angle was shot perfectly. I gave him a body slam and pinned him, defended the title, and then I think I took a disc super kick. Definitely lost the title and it lost some blood.
we've all been there.
But it's how we learn. It's just meeting the people who will go on to be your wrestling fan and pushing each other's buttons and having a great time and yeah, just having a blast. Nothing better.
All right. Before I guess we finish up, Zach, do you want to talk about any wrestling you saw over the week?
I mean, I watched Money in the Bank. I mean, I think you probably talked about it.
I talked about it a
Um,
little bit.
yeah, the tag match obviously with the Usos was phenomenal. Just the whole storytelling. I just really hope. Like, I don't know, like I know like everyone's like rumored right now. Jay's gonna take on Roman at SummerSlam. Um, I just feel like if Roman's losing that belt, it's gonna happen at Mania. So I just wonder how. Like, I'm just curious to see how that's gonna if he is losing the belt at SummerSlam because SummerSlam is a big one, or how we go from there. But now I'm 100% on board with Doc Simmons with Jay being the man to take the title off of Roman. There is no other person. I don't like. There's other guys obviously who are good, but I just don't see anyone in the storyline logically who should take it off of him. But main event Jay. The men's Money in the Bank was very good. LA Knight is super freaking over. Anytime that guy got in the ring and touched the ladder, the crowd was going nuts. Um, I really like the women's finish with Io's handcuffing both Bailey and Becky and climbing over them. Like, screw you guys, this is my
We're
case.
going home.
Oh yeah. Um, I mean Dominic Mysterio. Um, Not gonna lie, I thought it'd been great to see Dominic beat Cody. You know, a little Brock Lesnar interference, but that could have helped add on to that Dominic Mysterio heat. And it's crazy that he has heat that's called Dominic Mysterio heat.
Yeah.
Um,
Him
yeah.
and
Other than
Carrie,
that,
maybe him and Carrie Morton. Who would have
I
thought?
just exactly. I'm just like I don't know what they're doing with the Judgment Day. I watched a little bit of Raw, but not everything. But it seems like they're having the distinction between Priest and Balor,
Yeah.
which I'm not a fan of, just because the bloodline just kind of broke up and like. I just don't feel like Judgment Day needs a breakup anytime soon right now.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
But other than that, I mean, I watched our matches back. I watched parts of our ICW match. I know you talked about that. Um, Fuck TAU, fuck Marjax. Pretty much all I gotta say about that. Um, I mean, it was awesome to be in the ring, and we were not the guys to win the tag belts. I will say that we were the guys sitting here embracing Yeti Henderson in his full evolution form of being super over, most lovable, most beloved character maybe in Wisconsin wrestling. Uh, Dysfunction said it best. There's a definition of hardworking, and if you looked at it, you see Yeti Henderson. That guy has busted his ass.
Yep.
And I'm proud to say, like, he's the ICW tag champ. Just know we decided to take those belts off you, Yeti. It's nothing personal.
Not at all.
But other than that, that's about it for me.
All
Did we
right.
talk about what we're doing this weekend or
That's what I'm about to get into. So why don't you lead us off? Talk about what we're getting into this weekend.
I mean Dak and I unless we get pulled off the bench are not gonna be wrestling this weekend. Dak and I are helping out with the NWA. They have a benefit show on Saturday and then some studio tapings on Sunday. We were there last time they were in Chicago, made some connections, got invited back out to help out. So we're gonna be there doing the grind, however long we need to be there.
Yep. And Perch, what do you got this weekend?
Enjoying a nice weekend with the fam. Big travel coming up the following week. So this is going to be a nice weekend. Kick back, relax, uh, get to camp as many times as we can, and get the mind, get the body right.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah. Yeah, like Zach said, we'll be helping out at NWA and waiting for our number to get called, but doing all that we can. With that, why don't we take it home? Perch, any final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, pro wrestling community is an incredible place to be and to play our role and to be a part of it. Support one another and continue to grow. It's cool to see the evolutions as long as people stay consistent, working hard, treating people fairly. Um, it's going to continue to be a fun community to be a part of, and blessed to be a student of pro wrestling.
Yeah. Zach, final thoughts or questions?
Not really. I mean, pretty much what you like usually always say every podcast. Stay safe, stay healthy. Last weekend ICW, I did get hurt. I felt I had a pinched nerve in my back that was messing with my neck. It is what it is, but like, try to keep your best to stay healthy. Try to keep your best, keep your body right.
Nice. Yeah, so you said it, so I'll just go ahead and finish it off. Uh, Follow us on all the social medias, tell promotions to book us. We like to wrestle and ref in front of you. This wrestle and ref in front of you. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. One.